Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. Oh, we've talked about this one before. I know it, but it wasn't. Somehow it avoided being labeled one of the greatest recordings ever, and it should be because it is. Actually, the label told us, EMI said it was one of the great recordings of the century. Well, sometimes they're right. I mean, they have a huge catalog, and if they call everything a great recording of the century, then some of them are going to be, right? Well, this one definitely is. English string music. That's what it was called back in the day, I think, wasn't it? It's Barbirolli conducts. Okay, it was Barbirolli conducts English string music. Yes, that's what it was called. I don't know why they don't call it that anymore, because that's how we all knew it and learned it back in its little red incarnation here. This is the remastering reissue. I have all of them. I mean, I've gotten, I don't know how many versions of this thing I have. It's also in this box, the Barbirolli EMI, the Great EMI Recordings, which is a 10-disc set, which has some of them, not all of them. And some of them that aren't so great, but that's okay. They're just all over the place. Did I got another box of that stuff up here somewhere? I don't know. There's so much of it. But anyway, this is an amazing record. Absolutely fabulous. I don't think Barbirolli made a better record than this. Are you ready? First, Elgar's introduction and Allegro with the Allegri introduction and Allegro with the Allegri string quartet. Yeah, that's a bit of a tongue twister. You know, the introduction in Allegro is a masterpiece. It's one of Elgar's finest works. People don't really know it. And it is thrilling and beautiful and incredibly well written and sonorous. It's just passionate and wow, what a great piece. I don't know why it hasn't ever quite caught on. Maybe it's just too short. I mean, it's 13 minutes long and it's just for strings. But it's perfect, absolutely perfect in every respect. Then you get his Serenade in E minor, which is a lovely piece. It really is. It's charming and it's tuneful and somewhat wistful, a bit nostalgic. I think it sounds actually a little faded now, just maybe a teeny tiny bit, but it's beautiful and it's so naturally played. Barbirolli just sings. It's wonderfully soulful. And then two short works, the Elegy, Opus 58, and Sospiri, Sighs. These are sort of, enlarged salon pieces, and they're full of charm and, lyrical richness, and, they're nice little encore things for your string orchestra concert. But then we get Vaughan Williams, the Fantasia on Greensleeves for string orchestra and harp. And oh, what a lovely little thing that is. It really is. I mean, you have to remember back in the day, Greensleeves was not the pop hit it later became. I mean, it actually got parodied. Remember Green Stamps? I found my love in a grocery shop, selling pickles and eggplant and bottles of pop. She asked me to try her asparagus tips, and I fell for the smile on her ruby red lips. Green stamps were all she gave. Green stamps were all I took. Green stamps were all she saved. So I pasted them all in my green stamp book. I'll bet a lot of you don't even know what green stamps were. Well, look it up. Let me tell you, my mother had green stamps. We had green stamps. Anyway, Greensleeves, of course, is that fabulous, not English folk song. Everyone thought it was an English folk song. Vaughan Williams and Percy Grainger and those people, they collected it. And turns out, according to ethnomusicologists, that it is too sophisticated to be a true folk song. But who cares? I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. And so is Vaughan Williams' Fantasia. But the big item, oh my God, is the Fantasia on a Theme by Thomas Tallis. One of the most exquisite, amazing, fabulously, gloriously rich, heartbreaking, noble pieces of music anybody ever thought up. Really an extraordinary work for string quartet and double string orchestra. One big one off stage or sitting on the side, and then a string quartet up front. And the first time I heard it, it just blew me away. I mean, I just was staggered. It was so haunting and so lovely, and it exists in its own fabulous world. It creates its own acoustic, and this performance was just incredible. A lot of the other performances at the time, like Adrian Bolt's and some of the others, had this sort of English stiff upper lip approach, stately and grave and solemn, yes, and a little bit slower. Barbirolli is passionate and eruptive, and it's not vulgar, and it's not like, sweaty and disgusting, but it's impulsive, and it's just organic, and it comes alive in a way that few other recordings really match. The only two others I think that approach this one are Ormandy's and Silvestri's. Those are like the three really, really big ones. But boy, what a great work, and what an amazing performance, and it was gorgeously recorded. Sonics are just fantastic, natural, resonant, and a beautiful acoustic that gives richness and amplitude, but never obscures the clarity of the part writing. It's just amazing, making this one of the greatest recordings ever. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.